Alright, let us commence the tier list. First off, I think Albedo would be a caster class, because he does alchemy, and he does, like, magic with, like, potions and stuff. I think Aloy would have to be a foreigner, because she's not from here anyways. Amber would definitely be a archer class, because, well, she's an archer class in Genshin. I think Ayaka would just be a standard saber class, because she wields a sword. I don't have anywhere else to put her. I think Barbara would also be a caster, because she's a waterbender. I think Beta would be a rider, because she has the crux, like her ship. And she reminds me of that pirate from Fate. I don't remember her name, though. I think Bennett would be a berserker, because he gives berserker vibes. I don't know, he has bad luck, and he still fights. I think that works for him. I think that Chongyun would have to be either a caster, because of his exorcist abilities, or a saber. I'll just put him in saber, though. I think Diluc could be an assassin with his Dark Knight hero stuff going on, but I think he works better as a saber class. Iona could be a caster with her magic ability, not magic, but like her magic cocktails. I think that definitely a caster ability. I think Eula would definitely be a berserker, maybe just because of her giant claymore, but I just think it works. I think Yanfei would be an archer rather than a caster, because archers are archers anyways. I think Fischl could be an assassin, because she does those hunts with Oz to look for things. I think Ganyu and Goro would both just be archer classes. I think Hu Tao could be an assassin class if she decided she didn't have enough customers. Berserker or Lancer would work too, but I think assassin is the best for her. Ito's definitely a berserker, and I don't have to elaborate. I think that Kaya could be a saber, but he's also he looks devious, so I'll put him in assassin. I think Kazuha would just be a saber class, nothing else. So would Koching, actually. I think she just works as a saber. And for Klee's definitely a berserker. She has bombs and she's like chaotic. She's like the definition of berserker. I think that Kokomi would also be a really good ruler, because she rules like Watatsumi Island and stuff. She'd be good for that. Lisa and Mona would both just be casters. I think that Ningguang, with her rule over the Qixing, could be a ruler class, but I'm gonna go ahead and put her in archer class, because she has those long range rocks. Next up is Noelle, who definitely reminds me of Mash, so I think she'd be a shielder class, even though technically there aren't many shielder classes. She would definitely be a Mash stand-in. So yeah, I'll put her in the other tier, because she's a shielder. Now we have Jean. Jean could be a ruler class with how she's in Knights of Favonius, but she's literally the definition of saber. She looks like saber. She's a saber face. She's the definition of saber in Genshin. So I'm putting her in saber class. Same with Chi-Chi. I'm just gonna put her in saber, because I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about Chi-Chi. Razor would be a berserker, because he's raised with wolves and stuff, and he has a giant sword. I think that Rosaria would definitely be an assassin, considering her job. Sarah would probably just be an archer. I don't have anything better to place her in. Next up is Sayu. Sayu could be a berserker, I could see it, but I think she'd be a better assassin class, because she's a spy or a ninja. Next up would be Shenhe. Shenhe would definitely be a berserker class, because she's super powerful and she has those red ropes that stop her from going crazy. That sounds pretty berserker class to me. Next up is Raiden A. She would definitely be a ruler class, because she's the Archon of Inazuma. I would say that Sucrose is also with Albedo in caster class. She's a alchemist and a catalyst user. It works for her. Ajax Tartaglia Child, however you want to call him, he has more classes that work for him than he has names. Berserker could work because he loves fighting. caster could work because he conjures up those magic, like water daggers. He could be an assassin because, well, he kills people for a living, I guess. Would it be a living? I don't know. He could be Lancer because he has that one, like, burst where he turns the two swords into, like, a polearm. He could be an archer class because he has a bow normally. Or he could even be a saber because he has his water daggers. But I'm going to put him in archer so he can be like Emiya. Toma is a polearm, he'd just be a Lancer. Well, there's part 1. If this actually takes off, I'll finish the part 2. Hooray!